Increasing fitness levels among school children is high on the public agenda. Yet when it comes to achieving government targets of 2 hours high-quality PE and school sport per week, girls are lagging behind. In spite of increased provision in many schools, teenage girls are still dropping out. This programme takes a detailed look at Priesthorpe, a specialist sports college in Leeds, and considers how the introduction of innovative practices in PE has motivated girls and created a culture of change.
Research shows that 40% of girls are dropping out of physical education at Key Stage 3, and once they've dropped out, the difficulty is getting them back in.
A recent Morris survey found that while 3/4 of girls aged 11 to 21 would like to be fitter, almost half don't feel comfortable exercising in front of other people.
It tends to be at year 9 that they kind of drop off and try and not do as much physical activity as what they were probably doing before, and are less motivated to come to extracurricular activities. Puberty takes control and they start to get more interested in boys and like to go out on a weekend with their friends, and generally haven't got time to stay after school and do extracurricular activities. And usually the more competitive sports tend to suffer as well, because if they're playing a game and they're getting beat, they're not enjoying themselves, so they don't want to come again to a practice.
I don't like doing netball and things like that because I'm not very good at catching. Didn't like doing football because I always fell over, and I couldn't kick ball in a straight line. The thing I don't like in PE is probably hockey because you always get like hit on the hands or something.
Sometimes I feel a bit self-conscious around the boys because they don't like the same things that girls do, and they'll probably like maybe laugh at you or think, what are you doing?
You think you've got to show off in front of them because boys are always better at sports than you and they just think they're so good. It puts me off because you're not concentrating on yourself, you're concentrating on trying to be better than them all the time.
Problems that we were experiencing were that as the girls got older, they didn't want to wear the kind of PE kit that they'd been wearing when they were younger. They hated going outside in the winter. They didn't like participating in team games all the time. They wanted to do something that was for themselves.
The PE staff at Priesthorpe decided to develop an inclusion policy sensitive to the needs of teenage girls.
One of the first things we wanted to do was sit down and talk to the girls, and we're constantly trying to talk to the girls and get them to speak to us, because the student voice is very important, and we can organise all kinds of activities and make changes, but if it's not what they really want, it's pointless.
We're always interested in knowing what you like, what you don't like, what you would like to participate in, so this is your chance to tell me, so please be honest, and we'll see what we can do from now on.
I've taken part in kickboxing, that was really good. That's like something you get to do, which is very different to normal sports.
I enjoy doing trampolining after school because it's a very energetic sport, and when you've done it you actually feel like you've got something out of it.
The first changes at Priesthorpe were to the PE kit. For the older girls, the traditional shorts were scrapped and replaced with more casual tracksuit bottoms.
The older girls love wearing the tracksuit bottoms. They like them because they're fashionable. They are much less self-conscious. They're not worried about what their legs look like to everyone else. And you can tell them as many times as you like that they look perfectly fine, but they would much rather cover up, wear tracksuit bottoms and feel comfortable about the fact that they're then going to take part in physical activity.
The next change was separating the girls from the boys for certain activities.
Right from year 7, when the students join us, we discovered that the girls and the boys did not participate very well together in certain activities. For example, gymnastics. The girls were very self-conscious, and having talked to the students, they asked if they could do certain activities separately.
Giving the girls a choice of activities was also an important step in motivating them to take part.
We offer the Year 9 girls taster sessions in different activities, and then into Key Stage 4, the students get to choose options all the way through the year groups. They wanted to do individual activities. A lot of time in Key Stage 3 they'd spent doing team games.
Given a choice, a significant number of girls were opting to do dance-related activities. Jo Graham joined Priesthorpe in 2002 as a newly qualified PE teacher. Since then, she's increased the range of dance activities available within the curriculum.
When I arrived at the school 2 years ago, there was a small dance group, and I decided that dance was a nice area for me to take over because I've got an interest in dance, and I thought it would be nice to try and aim it at all the year groups. So we just tried to change the curriculum to help encourage participation and increase motivation from all the girls. I also introduced it into Key Stage 4 because it wasn't an option in part of the options that they get to choose. And I just thought, well, if it's working in Key Stage 3, why not Key Stage 4? So I wrote a scheme of work and trialled it with the Year 10s, and it went down a great success. I got 25 girls picking to do it, and ever since then the numbers have stayed exactly the same. I'm trying to pick on what might be the best route, yeah. But every time I get next to what I'm seeking, all I find is the next move, the next move.
Taking girls off-site to do PE has also increased interest.
Today the girls have come down to Puddy Leisure Centre for their Wednesday morning PE option. It's nice to be able to take the girls off site and use this facility because it's a dance studio and it's a mirrored area and they don't normally get the opportunity to use such a facility. This helps to improve their enthusiasm and motivation during the lesson because they can actually see what it is that they're doing and see how they can improve their own performance. In terms of lesson content, try and make the hours session as fun and enjoyable as possible because the girls have actually opted to take dance as an option as opposed to any of the other activities that we offer in Key Stage 4. It's not a GCSE option, it is just part of their national curriculum, 2 hours of PE. Next move is you go heel across, heel across, heel across, heel across. I like to start with an aerobic routine which is usually made up of street dance moves. We taught them a set routine and then we asked the girls to then come up with their own 8 or 16 beats and add these in to the routines so that not only are they just performing, they're actually thinking about what we're asking them to do as well. We always do have a performance element to every lesson and the girls know this and they've kind of got over the fact of, I don't really want to do this, and they actually really enjoy it and they actually really, it motivates them to try hard when you actually give them the task of choreographing their own dance because they want theirs to be the best in the class. It's a really popular choice with the girls. It has great impact and I think that's purely because they really enjoy it. They enjoy using the different facilities, they like listening to different types of music and they just enjoy working with each other. I think they feel less threatened in that environment than what they do sometimes in some of the team games.
Given the widespread popularity of dance amongst girls at Priesthorpe, in 2004 it was decided to introduce GCSE dance to the curriculum.
GCSE dance is primarily a performance-based course. It actually fits under performing arts rather than physical education. In terms of how the course is split up, it's split into 3 main areas, and that's performance, appreciation and choreography. So the students who undertake the course are expected to develop skills in each of those 3 areas. I introduced it this year, so the Year 10s are currently undergoing the course. At the moment there's 17 girls taking part and it's a real success, they're really enjoying it. Brilliant. How are you two doing? Have you got some interaction in it? When it comes to their choreographic skills, they're obviously having to learn to be really confident within their own bodies and learn how to express themselves through their movements, through their dances. Other teachers will have heard of GCSE dance but are probably quite concerned about the fact that it comes under the title of performing arts rather than PE. I'm a non-specialist dance teacher and I've just taken it on board this year and I'm really enjoying learning about new aspects of the course and I'm finding it really good for my own professional development as well as for developing the girls' knowledge.
I like dance because I like to show like big dimensions and show my emotions in all my dancing.
I like doing the gestures and mainly the energetic work.
I like it, I enjoy it a lot, yeah. You don't just get to do one type of dance, you get to do about 5 different types of dances.
Everybody who takes it will enjoy it and it's really, really fun.
GCSE dance is now being offered in many schools across the country, and there are several established training courses that teachers can attend. Today, Joanne is attending a GCSE dance course run by Keynote Educational.
The purpose of the course is to introduce us to the new set study, which is Frontline by Henry Oguike. You get a fantastic resource from all of the courses, and I find that the work's invaluable to my actual teaching. It's given me some great new ideas that I can take back and show the girls, and it really also helps me with the choreography, which is not my strongest area.
The popularity of dance-related activities within the curriculum has also encouraged Priesthorpe to widen the choice of activities on offer after school. Emma Ward is a cheerleading coach who comes into the school once a week.
It is great fun. The girls turn up for practice and they're practicing before I even start the class. They like making up their own chants and cheers. It really is something that you don't have to be an athlete to get started with, and you learn as you go.
Trampolining is also a popular choice.
It's just an activity that they can dip in, they can dip out of. It's completely voluntary, and that tends to work better with the girls, and they also do tend to, they do tend to come a lot more often.
As part of the school sports partnership programme, Priesthorpe now employs several community sports coaches. Lisa Arundale managed a local gym for 12 years before being headhunted by the school.
Lisa's role is absolutely to work with Key Stage 4 girls in the secondary schools, to motivate them to take part in activities, to help them to gain links to future activities they could do when they leave school, letting them have taster sessions of all the different things that she can offer, and taking part in some of the curriculum time activities so that the girls have got experience of the opportunities that will be available for them. She is there as a coach to encourage them to take part in what's going on.
They want to be there, they want to do the dance, they want to do health and fitness, they enjoy trying different things like steps, skipping, they'll have a go at anything, and that's what I want them to do. I think a big factor was me actually going in and introducing myself as Lisa and not Miss. So I go in as their friend, and I help them just as much as they help me.
We've seen girls here who have not taken part in any extracurricular activities before, have just taken part in lessons, who are now wanting to stay behind or take part at lunchtime and do extra. And it's because there's a person there who's got time. The fantastic bit about Lisa is this is her one specific role, and she's got the time allocated to work with these girls who want somebody to work with them.
Priesthorpe School has seen a steady rise in the number of girls taking part in PE and school sport. In the last 2 years, it's seen a 6% rise in the number of girls doing curriculum PE and a 12% rise in those taking part in after-school sport.
Physical activity makes people feel a lot better. It's just getting there in the first place. The hardest step is getting out of your seat and joining in. We can see that the combination of all the things that we're trying to do for the girls really is making a difference. We can see that they're enjoying the activities, they're happy coming down to do PE. We hardly have any students who don't participate. Everyone is keen to try new things, and we hope that this is always going to continue. And listening to the student voice has definitely made a difference to the things that we do here.